going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
It's never too late to change your career or to go back to school. The decision to go back to school wasn't easy. Look at me, a wife, a mother, a degree in dental for 17 years. But here I am at LTC, studying towards a career in cosmetology, and it's been the best decision I have ever made.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Rent Right Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Don't just find a job, find a career with Resource MFG. The team at Resource MFG in Lawrenceburg has the resources and experience to find you a full or part-time position right away. Now recruiting for open positions in Lawrence, Giles, and Murray counties. Whether you're entering the workforce for the first time or looking to take your career to the next level, let your journey begin with Resource MFG. Located at 300 Ellingson Street in Lawrenceburg. Phone 931-570-2111 to jumpstart your career today.
Are you looking for a job where you can easily balance work and home life? By becoming a local driver with Southeast Carriers, we can guarantee multiple benefits and a base pay starting at $17 per hour, along with a work-life balance so you can spend equal time on the road as with family. We also provide the latest updated equipment and technology to make your job as easy as possible. Southeast Carriers isn't just a company, it's a family, and we would love for you to be a part of it. For more information, visit our website at southeastcarriers.com or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
From the xSports Network, this is xSports Live, presented by Hinie's BBQ.
And welcome here to xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ. We have a stacked show here tonight. Got all the guys with me to start things off. Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier, AJ Good here. And guys, it's been a while since all three of us have been on set at the start of the show.
It's not all the guys, but it's the most important one.
It's the most. It's the most important guys.
It's the click. It's the click.
It's the click.
It's the click.
We're going wolf fingers.
It's the click.
Yeah.
It's the click.
It's the click. Woo. Well,
Yeah.
the other two are, they're in college. or
Yeah, they're
something
college
like that,
kids,
or,
whatever.
Hanging out with basketball teams.
Yeah.
They're young, so I don't care if I talk crap about
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
talk about them. It's all right.
So, guys, what's been going on?
It's working, man. Got through homecoming week.
Yeah.
Thank God. Crazy week it was. Still not done with it with the weather we were having. Tomorrow night they're having a powder puff game. That kind of actually goes. You get points for winning,
Yeah.
but this year it was just cut short. But
Had to do what you could so
Yep.
you can announce a winner for the Spirit Trophy.
that's it. So tomorrow night, I believe it's 6 o'clock at Hendrick Stagg Stadium. We'll be having powder puff.
All right.
It's kind of a dead period for me,
Yeah,
with
kinda weird, isn't it?
Summertown not making the state tournament for the first time in what seems like forever, getting beat in the sub-state. I'm just waiting on basketball
when
and
is the
working,
first basketball
which
practice?
Huh?
First basketball practice, when was it?
Well, it was the day after we got beat in the
Okay.
sub-state. But technically, it's in like a week and a half.
Okay. Everyone's doing it. I mean, it's
Well,
yeah.
they've got that first block.
Right.
I mean, that's 100% legal. I'm not trying to get our coaches or school in trouble.
Right.
So nobody
You're
report
not-
us.
Yeah, you're not trying.
We're
to
not doing anything
Michigan.
illegal.
No.
Not pulling to Michigan here.
No, yeah. Speaking of, we're going to talk about that
Yeah,
later.
yeah, we
Oh, my
are.
God.
Yeah, we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
talk
we
about
are.
that.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
But it's just kind of a weird time. For the last 4 years, I've spent this last week in Murfreesboro, and I didn't get to this year. And so I do want to give a shout out to Loretta. I know I poke a lot of fun at Loretta folks and stuff because I've said on our broad, you won't find a bigger rivalry in the state of Tennessee than Summertown and Loretta. And so naturally, I've had 3 kids that's had to play against Loretta. But listen, I know that they came up a little short and stuff, and they had to fight to get there. How many games went to 5 sets? 2 with East Robertson, and then the one to get to the championship. Did that not? That went 4.
That was
Okay.
4. So the 2 with these, but I mean, they had to play 3 in one day.
But that's what I'm saying.
A 5 set of 4 sets.
And
back to back.
you went through a gauntlet, but if you are Coach Nick Quillen, if you are the Loretta Lady Mustangs, you got to be feeling really good about next year.
I mean, they took a set from Sail Creek. That Sail Creek team. I mean, you've seen them in the
Well,
past.
I think you could probably go back
so
and
good.
pull up mine in your broadcast because it's something I go back and watch all the time where M gets the save from a
Yes.
rear end.
Yeah.
Just to get to the championship game
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking that team's probably going to win it all next year.
And
I really did, and I wasn't going to say that on our broadcast because I had a kid that was going to be playing next year, and but I thought, boy, for Summertown and Loretta both to have beat Sail Creek last year, that was a task, and they got 2 hitters that.
So good.
I
Higgins
put
girl
them
was
in
so good.
any classifications, and they're going to dominate.
That's kind of what the talk was in Murfreesboro. With man, I would like to see the Sail Creek team against
The
some of
AAA team.
the AAA team,
Yeah.
or the AA team,
Yeah.
or anybody. I mean, they were that good. I mean, and Loretto, give them credit. Just by happenstance, but their side of the bracket was stacked.
Oh, it was.
Oh, East
And
Robinson.
I saw
good,
when
Sail
it came
Creek
out,
good.
I thought the best thing that could happen for Loretta is them not play Sail Creek until that winner's bracket finals, and then they're meeting on day 2.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's not good. Plus, on top of that, they had to open up with the team that beat Eagleville.
Yeah, and Sail
Not-
Creek beat Eagleville as well. I believe.
But you're playing the team that beat Eagleville, and I get it. Eagleville might have been without their setter,
Yeah.
but they swept Eagleville in that sub-state.
Yeah.
And, that went to 5 sets. So, I told you last week when it was just me and you and Dusty called in that I tuned it off after those first 2 sets. I said, well, Loretta's got this. And next thing you know, it comes down, 15-11 game in the 5th set?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went, they blew them out. And then somebody said, no, it went 5 sets. So, you tip your hat to Loretta. And again, the 2 seniors Loretta have, they're going to miss them, but you got to feel really good about where you stand
Talking about
next year.
unfinished business. That was on the back of Sail Creek's shirts this year.
Yeah.
Loretto was definitely going to have that. I mean,
100%.
that was kind of their theme this year, but it's really, really going to be their
100%.
theme next year. Well, moving ahead now to football, guys. Speaking of Loretto, 9-0. I mean, they trailed at Waverly.
They did.
And they came alive in that 4th quarter. They got Jaden Stoltz back. Now they got a 2-headed monster running back. Mason Tidwell's really coming into his own, and the 3 amigos
The
at
3
wide
receivers.
receiver.
Man.
And then on top of that, guys, that defense has been so
It's got better every
stinking
week.
good this year.
It's got better
Every week.
Yeah, they tackle well. Their interior is great. I mean, they're going to get really tested on Friday night over here against Mount Pleasant, but win or lose, I mean, what a great season, and they're going to go pretty far.
Last week I said this is no disrespect to my good buddy Kid Hartsfield. He's built a heck of a team in 2 years. I mean,
In 2 years, he has.
he's done a great job. But I don't think their style of football can match up to what Loretta does.
No.
And I think Loretta's a favorite to go 10-0.
Right.
Now, with that being said, I was watching, I'm calling our game last Friday night. And after about a quarter and a half, it started to be a blowout, so I'm keeping up with Lawrence County. Will Pettis, big shout out to Will Pettis. He keeps a monitor where I can watch Loretta and Lawrence County as well and give updates, and I'm keeping up with it, and I thought, Loretta may be in trouble because Waverly kept answering everything they did. But then on top of that, Loretta kept answering everything Waverly did. Yeah. And then just kind of put it out of reach there at the end. And, I told you last week, if you are out of our region, if you're out of Summertown, Loretta, Mount Pleasant, Lewis counties, your 100% goal going into the playoff is avoid Riverside as long as you can.
Yeah.
And if you're Loretta, this game means so much because if you can win this game, you don't play Riverside till week 4 of the playoffs, and that's huge.
It's massive.
And they're a powerhouse.
Yes,
over there, complete powerhouse. I mean, they have become, to Mount Pleasant last year in an epic game that unfortunately Mount Pleasant didn't win. So I mean, we saw them with Summertown 2 years ago.
2 years ago in Summertown. I mean, that's maybe the best team Summertown's ever had.
Yeah.
And it was never close.
No. It might have felt that way early on, but once they really kind of.
Yeah.
And, Lawrence County, unfortunately, had a good comeback there in the second half, fell flat against Franklin County. Got Cheatham County coming up this week, but their guys are still a chance they can get in. They're going to be watching Thursday night for sure when Franklin County takes on Spring Hill. Spring Hill, if they pull off the upset there, Lawrence County has a chance to get into the playoffs if Columbia beats Lincoln County.
Which they should.
And if Lawrence County beats Cheatham County, they'll get in because of overall record. So there's still a shot to get in, but what a great comeback that they had. A horrible start. Great finish, outscore them 22-3 in the second half. Just fell a bit short.
Yeah, and
I'm just keeping up with that on Cliff Notes, just kind of watching, trying to call the game, so you can probably add more to what happened in the game. But before I let you go, I just kept watching. I think, man, Lawrence County's about to get blow out, and then Will kind of elbowed me while I'm calling our game, and I looked up, and Lawrence County's cut it into a one-score game.
Yeah.
And I think for Lawrence County, the play for me was going for 2 and we didn't get it when we should have kicked field goal.
Yeah.
That changed the complex. Not then, but it changed at the end.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Could have been a different outcome toward the end because now you're down 2 scores.
Yeah, because then we had to start throwing, and we're forcing throws, trying to get the ball down the field.
Out of your element.
Hats off again. He may be watching. Tay went over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
From the line of scrimmage. Great job. And our defense stepped up Friday night.
Second half
was totally different than the first half. I mean, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Something to grow on. It's like every Friday.
Yeah.
There's something else to grow on. I feel like, we say it, we still didn't tackle well.
Yeah. Especially in the first half. Second half was much
better. It felt like our interior on the defensive side in the second half was just totally different. First half there wasn't no interior. It seemed like they were running all over us.
Right.
But hats off to the Lawrence County Wildcats, and I know they gotta have a lot fall into place starting tomorrow, get to going into Friday night for them to keep going.
So the team they're playing in Cheatham County have played Stewart County. It's a 5-team region. They were the bottom 2 in that region. They beat Stewart County, so they're into the playoffs. So they've got another game after that. But Lawrence County could have another game. Spring Hill's got some talent if they can put it together, which it could happen that one day. So, all right, Dusty. Time to globe, man. Let's go. Have fun.
I got to.
Wait, you're not going to ask me about Summertown and that blowout we had Friday night?
Do you want to talk about that?
No.
First off, I just want to say congrats to our cheerleaders.
Yeah.
They qualified. They're going to
They'll
nationals.
be here later.
They will be here later, and they'll talk about it. Hats off to them. They got a few things. They'll probably talk about it, but if they don't, they do got some fundraisers coming up, and it'll get played a little closer to basketball season. Yeah. We'll let the cheerleaders have their fun. I just wanted to talk about it just for a second.
And I did make a joke, and I know we all are, but Summertown opened up with a 3-0 lead against Lewis County. And then it got one-sided. But let me give our 6 seniors that it was senior night.
Yes.
Let me give them a lot of credit. Let me give the rest of those kids. I mean, we're playing freshmen, trying to play against Lewis County. They played hard every down.
Yeah, they did.
You never saw anybody complaining. You never saw anybody. We saw a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in Summertown because they're playing hard. And that's what you want to see when you've got a team that has a lot of talent in their sophomore, freshman, and middle school group coming up to play hard. So, I think everybody, if you're Vegas odds, you're not picking Summertown to beat Lewis County, and they didn't come close. But they never quit, and they played really, really hard. And I got to give a lot of credit to those 6 seniors that's been through 5 coaches in their 4 years.
Right.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I want to make sure nobody overlooks how bad the last 2 years have been, because those 6 seniors were all part of that playoff run that won 2 playoff games 2 years ago.
Yes.
That went 8-2 in the regular season. That's the best record Summertown's had. So I want to make sure they know that they have contributed, and that's all I want to say about. Yeah, we don't have to talk about the game because it was one-sided. But I want to make sure those 6 seniors get their props, and hey, go to East Hickman and play like it's your last game, because it is.
Yep, and they can win them.
That's right.
They certainly can win them. All right.
I'm going to say it. Roll Tide. Going to say it. And I'm not throwing.
Hey,
I told you on the phone.
Do it.
But I'm not going to. I'm not going to gloat too much because it still wasn't pretty. I still don't think we're a good football team.
Have you saw the SEC shorts where they've got Bama strangled down, interrogating them, saying, "How do you keep winning these close SEC games?"
I hadn't seen that one.
It's pretty great.
But and I know we're probably going to make a lot of people mad right here, and I don't really care. I'm tired of hearing about officiating. Officiating across college football has been terrible all year, not just the Tennessee-Alabama game. And I've got our producer here that he's been busting my chops for a week now.
There was a picture of a ref.
But I think you'll agree that Tennessee did not.
Saving on 3. Let's go, guys.
Yeah. They didn't change any. They changed coming out second half, and they didn't do it right.
No, listen. I'm not one of these Tennessee. Now, don't get me wrong. How Alabama only finished that game with 1 penalty.
I understand.
That you can call a holding call on every down. And the one that was called was an obvious false start. But I'm not saying Tennessee didn't deserve every penalty they got. Alabama made adjustments in the second half. Alabama changed what they did in the second half. Tennessee did not. Tennessee, I'll be honest with you, and I still believe in Josh Heupel. I think we've got the best coach we could have right now in our situation that we've had for the last 10, 15 years. And I think he's going to do a great job. But honestly, that second half looked like Philip Foreman was coaching it, and we were trying not to lose it instead of winning.
Exactly. That's exactly what
we were like, hey, our defense has played great this first half. Let's lean on that defense and let's run the football.
Story of 2 halves.
And here's my thing, and we talked about Nico, and we've talked about when do you play him. Well, listen, the first half, I said, I don't know who this quarterback Tennessee's got is, but I like him because Joe Milton looked great. Well, then he found his game in the second half. But here's my deal. You've eventually, it took Alabama a while because Tennessee built up a lead, but Alabama took the lead, and you got 3rd and 8. And you run a delayed handoff up the gut that goes for about 2 yards and have to punt it. And I thought, if I've got a quarterback that I don't trust to throw the ball, I'm going to get him out of the game, and I'm going to put somebody else in. And that's if you don't trust him, get him out.
Right.
Now, I get it. You probably don't want to put Nico in at Tuscaloosa. But if it's for one play and letting him throw it down the field, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, and you said, and I guess my argument is, and hey, I wanted to see a freshman quarterback. He might have lit us up. I don't know. But going back a couple years, they done that to Josh Dobbs.
Mm-hmm.
They put Josh Dobbs
And he almost
into
came back and beat Alabama
and he
at
did.
Alabama.
At Alabama, yes, same scenario. So, but you know, I don't know. I think our
But I think you got to give your quarterback, who everybody's been really down on, a lot of credit. He stood in the pocket and made some big throws, and he picked up some big first downs with his legs.
He did. He played a totally different game than he's played all year.
I think Alabama fans have got at least as much as they've shot him down. I think you got to kind of give him some credit.
We do have to give him, and I'll be the first to say it right here on this show, I give him props. He looked totally different.
Yeah.
I think whatever Nick had to say to the defense in going into halftime, you know, he's lost his mind about the last 3 games on the sideline. You know, going into that, he
was as calm as could be going in halftime against Tennessee.
I think, but when he got in the locker room, I think.
Oh no, I'm just saying his interview.
Yeah.
He probably went in there and chewed everybody out from the towel boy to his defensive coordinator.
Exactly, but you know, I still think that Tennessee didn't change. They didn't.
They stuck with what they were doing, and hey, that's okay until Alabama ties the game, but at some point you got to start making adjustments.
You got to change something. And against Alabama, I don't care, you know.
At Alabama,
you got to change, because I knew in my mind once we scored coming out of the half, I thought, okay, here we go. This is different. And then
two plays.
2 plays.
One running play for 40 yards, and then a pass play for 40 yards.
Yeah. And once we scored, I was like, okay, all right, now we can settle in. And then I wanted to see what the defense looked like coming out of half. And then when we come in, and it was just, you know, hit him in the mouth.
Well, the defense in the second half is kind of what I predicted. I know you were on the call. You called in last week, but it's what we talked about. It was almost like it took them a half to realize it, but once they did, I think they realized we're stopping the run,
yes,
and we're going to make this quarterback beat us, and he couldn't.
Couldn't do it. Right.
And I looked over, you know, we went to Florence, had dinner, but I'm sitting at Texas Roadhouse, and Josh Heupel, they panned over. There's probably 3.5, 4 minutes to go in the game. He looked like a deer in headlights.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say that, because he tried some 4th down calls, and I didn't like the 4th down calls.
When I say that, I mean it's like he just looked like he had. Okay, I don't know what to do.
Well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna go that far, and I absolutely loved what he did in the press conference when the first question they asked him was, "Coach, how did you feel about the one-sided officiating?" And he just went,
Pause for 15 seconds.
Pause for 15 seconds. He said, "Does that tell you anything?" He said, "Next question."
Yeah. Don't want to get fined.
You can't get fined, but.
And here's the deal: Tennessee has got the building blocks. I mean, they have what they need. You got Kentucky next week. Now, again, I think right now Kentucky probably looks better than Tennessee. But it's just like Alabama and Tennessee. It's just like Florida and Tennessee. At the end of the day, that record and those stats don't lie.
Right.
On how many years you lose to a certain team.
That's it.
Right. It's true.
And Tennessee can win that. I think Missouri is. I don't know how Missouri's done it, but I feel like Missouri has hid themselves somewhere and just sneaked by.
Right.
You win Kentucky and Missouri, well, next thing you know, you're going into Georgia at home, who's looked suspicious.
Yep.
At 8-1, 8-2.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything could happen.
And they don't have Bowers.
Right.
Well, they probably will by the time they play Tennessee, but.
Well, I don't know. Do you really? I mean.
Well, that's 4 weeks from now. They probably will. 3 weeks from now.
They said 5.
Well, I hope they don't. I feel a lot better about it. I may pick Tennessee. If
they got y'all favored right now. I'm looking at it for this weekend against Kentucky.
Well, they should. They should against Kentucky just because of record. Not this season's record. I'm talking about rivalry
5-2. Yeah, rivalry.
Just like they had Florida favored against Tennessee, even though Tennessee is a better team. But
this is that game. I told a guy today at work. I think this is that game for y'all that he could slip up and bite you.
Well, you know, we talked about it. If Milton lays an egg and he can't make that read to pick up those hard first down runs when the run's there, or if he can't hit an open receiver this week at Kentucky, we got UConn next week. I want to see the freshman.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
You've still got a chance to make a good bowl game. You've still got a chance to start recruiting. And what you do is, if you stick to that 8-year senior we've got that's my age, that can throw it out of the stadium, but can't hit a 15-yard wide open route, you're telling the recruits, well, I may not play till I'm a fifth-year senior. I think you've got to start.
You got to show
turning the corner, because who cares about the record then if you're 5-3 after this next week?
It's true.
You know?
All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a short break here because I'm about to pee my pants. So
he said it, not me.
I didn't say nothing.
I could have said something worse, but so we got some other topics to talk about when it comes to college football. A couple of big topics.
Yeah.
Everyone say hi to Allie.
Hi,
Allie.
Oh, normally there's a camera on there.
They're both on.
Wave both on.
They're both
Just
on.
wave.
Said wave.
Hello.
Well,
He don't have our screen on tonight, so we can't see ourselves.
That's what it is, yeah. So that's coming up next here on xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ.
At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633. Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
Fred Webb, broker, United Country, Southern Tennessee Realty. Let me and my team serve you.
Tyler Webb, 731-438-2084.
Travis Caldwell, 629-3033.
Hunter Webb, 931-321-8226.
Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff over 25 that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
And welcome to back to xSports Live, brought to you by Heinie's BBQ. AJ and Dusty here. Clint will be back here shortly. Don't know where he went off to, but all of us at some point had to take a bit of a bathroom break after that first segment. Well, Dusty, let's just get right into it. We got a big story going on in college football right now. For those who don't know, you got this thing going on in Michigan right now with a scouting, sign stealing, the whole deal. They've bought tickets to games at Big Ten venues everywhere. We're hearing they were at a couple of Tennessee games, some Alabama games.
All right.
This And yeah, I literally just got an update as we're talking during the first segment. Now, they've got video, they've got surveillance, they've got everything. I think more bad stuff is going to just continue to come out about this schedule. What about this scandal? What are your initial thoughts on this?
Okay, my first thoughts are the NCAA is behind on putting a microphone in a quarterback's head. I think they're behind on that.
Yeah.
That takes away a lot of this.
Yeah.
How far do you punish? Michigan's got a run going. And my coworker may be at home watching this right now, and that's where he's from. And he's a huge Michigan fan.
Yeah.
He's kind of blew it off. He's like, how do you steal signs?
Yeah.
He said, it ain't like they're sitting on the sideline, I said, well, they are. The only other thing I say, and I don't condone it because it is cheating if it is true, why are you not changing your signs?
For the most part they do, but it's still, I don't think they're changing them enough.
Right. So, I mean, if I go watch you, if I'm watching your team and your head coach and I'm sitting up in the stands and I know that I'm going to play you in 2 weeks, I don't know how I can go back and say, all right, when I see the defensive coordinator throw his hand up like this and I've got this all worked out, he goes like this and he does something else, they're going into man coverage or they're going to go into a 3-4 or vice versa on offense. You should change that.
Well,
I don't want to. I'm not condoning it.
I'm not an Astros fan, but at the end of the day, it's a guessing game. I mean, that's all you're doing when you're in that box. You're trying to win a guessing game.
Yeah.
And if they give you something you can work off of, and they don't change what they're doing, I don't see any problem with stealing signs. That's just my philosophy.
It's legal in a game.
Yeah.
In a game, it's legal. But we're talking, these guys were going to other games, videoing.
I got you.
I understand that.
That's where the illegality
Same thing
is
got Bill Belichick in trouble.
Yeah.
But I don't even know why they're going to games when you can watch every game there is.
Yeah. But they still don't show
all
the signals and whatnot. And even on game video, they cut most of that stuff
and
out.
I can get that. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I think we predicted it the first of the year. I think Michigan's probably going to win a national championship, and I don't think they needed to steal signs.
They don't steal no signs.
Listen, I've never been a Big Ten,
Have y'all
rah-rah, but right now, I think Michigan is the best team.
I mean,
in the
they're
country.
not even. How many points have they gave up all year?
Yeah.
I mean, it's less than 14.
Yeah. And they did
For the year?
without their head man.
Yeah.
I know. Trying to.
I don't know. What do you think, AJ? Let's hear it.
Number one, since I know a lot of people in the business, a lot of coaches, and everyone's like, well, this happens everywhere. Now, the sign stealing during games happens everywhere.
Right.
I can remember Oklahoma assistants beside me at West Virginia. Literally, I'm shooting like this on the game. I got two guys, OU gear, and they're doing this because West Virginia had guys with towels up blocking the signals, and they would just adjust because they have full reign of the sideline. They're beside me. And they made no bones about it what they were doing. Now, in the game, that's fine. Just like in baseball, you're standing on second base.
Right.
You relate. That's fine. That's a part of the game. You're showing it to everybody. It's another thing to me when you're buying the tickets, and the guys, they didn't even try to hide this. This dude's name was on the tickets, left it for somebody at will call at the stadium. And they go in, they blend in with the crowd, they're taking notes, they got their iPhone out. Now, and we've seen it, if you've seen it, it's probably been all over social media. Someone from Columbus, take that for a grain of salt, what it is. It's Columbus, Ohio media, but they have a shot. There's C.J. Stroud. They check to the sidelines. You see the coaches, the two assistants look to the sidelines. They get the new play in, and now they're saying this. Like they know it's coming. Now, Ohio State scored a touchdown on that play. So they still have to stop it. But here's the strange thing to me. You know who they didn't scout last year at all? Who wasn't on this list?
TCU.
How many points they give up to TCU? Over 50.
Enough to not go to the national championship.
They looked ill-prepared in that game. Now, and this
So do they
is
throw it?
yeah.
I mean, you look at it that way. Do you play the other side? And say, okay, so
Yeah. I mean, in a game, I'm fine with that because that's when everyone does it, but nobody else in college football has gone to this extent. Now,
right.
I've personally seen when I've been other places, other coaches or staff members in the stands.
During the game that's
But
going on.
do they have their cell phone out? No. Are they taking notes? Yeah. Is that illegal? Absolutely, it's illegal. You're not supposed to buy tickets to another game or even supposed to be there no matter what, even if you're like somehow tied to the university. But, I mean, this is like, and the fact that Jim Harbaugh says he didn't know about this, that
was my whole thing is, I said, there's nothing that goes on with that program that he doesn't know about.
Any coach, for that matter.
Yeah.
And you also have to tie into...
Well, but Butch Jones might not know about it.
Well, you also have to tie in the fact that
Yeah.
all the scandals that Michigan has had recently. I don't know how much you guys know about this, but there was the first Jim Harbaugh scandal. As much as we don't agree with that, but a rule's a rule, just like this is a rule is a rule. They've had the doctor scandal from back in Bo Schembechler's age. The fact that his son used to be on the staff was tweeting out racist stuff via X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it now. They had a scandal with their men's hockey program that was pretty bad. Then they had somehow hired a volleyball coach, paid her all this money, and she left in 3 weeks with all the money. Like the NCAA's been waiting for this, and they gift wrapped it to them in the dude's name at will call.
Yeah. And so this may mean. So what are we seeing here? Are we seeing this magical run?
Well, I heard someone say it today on
I'm
Detroit
thinking if you're
radio.
Ohio State, you're thinking really, really good about this.
Yeah, you got to think about here on Detroit radio, those guys I send you clips of that make you laugh.
Right.
He's saying now, they don't win it this year, this might not be it for them. This kind of has.
If they don't win it this year, Harbaugh's going to be in the NFL next year.
Oh, he's definitely. I think he goes to the NFL if they win.
He's just like Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll bolted before all the stuff happened at USC. So this kind of has that Cubs 2016 feel. Like if they didn't win it in 2016, they weren't going to win it the next year.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, Michigan certainly has that feel to it. Oh, by the way, so these are the point totals Michigan has given up this year. 3 to East Carolina, 7 to UNLV, 6 to Bowling Green, 7 to Rutgers, 7 to Nebraska, 10 to Minnesota. How in the world they gave up 10 to Minnesota? 7 to Indiana, none to Michigan State. And Michigan State in that game was doing the messenger system. They were sending different personnel guys in and giving it to the huddle. They huddled up. They don't normally do that. Second half, when obviously it wasn't working, not that it was going to work in the first place. They just scrapped it and went back to it. So they're off this week. They got Purdue in the next week. Now the next one I want to get to. Guys, do you think Dabo Swinney's melting down or has already melted down? What in the world?
I think it's
how
done.
they did not go into Miami, who is melting down before our eyes.
Well, after the game Miami had the week before, after that colossal meltdown.
I mean, just
how do you not go in there
and just punch him right? I mean, just punch him in the mouth.
Listen, I said it 3 years ago. Dabo Swinney will be the next coach at Alabama because Saban's getting ready to go.
He might struggle to get Alabama State at this point.
He may struggle to stay at Clemson.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He may struggle to keep his job at Clemson.
Yeah.
It's
bad.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
I'm going to be honest with you. I noticed it last year in the Orange Bowl when he had no answers for Joe Milton, who we have already all talked a lot of crap about tonight, that he had no answer for Joe Milton last year in the Orange Bowl.
So is it Venable? Is that the downfall of Dabo?
I don't know. Venable, he had a couple of years, but.
Venable last year was 6-6 Oklahoma. I don't think much of that was his fault.
No, it wasn't. But but Dabo has fell off since he lost Venable.
Yeah, remember he originally took that first. Who was his first offensive coordinator?
And to me, he's got the talent as far as the quarterback and all the key players.
Yeah.
They should be doing better than what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just like they're just not a good program,
especially in a weak conference.
It's a terrible conference. They got really one team.
I mean, it's. Hey,
that one team is struggling.
Can we at least talk about Coach Prime?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for the simple fact that after they blew that lead and lost to Stanford, he puts out, man, that's a heartbreaker. And he named off all these celebrities that were in the house.
Yeah.
He said, hated to lose it in front of them. I thought, why didn't you just hate to lose it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who was there watching.
That's
you.
my whole point about this whole
Yes.
deal. It's awful.
Yeah. And then Stanford the next week at home loses 42-7 to UCLA.
Yeah.
Who were trying out a new quarterback.
Yes.
I just happened to be up late watching that
Yeah,
game.
Brian
That's
Kelly.
just what
I think
did,
we're
but-
starting to see what everybody's predictions. I think they came out of the gates and beat TCU. Just
That Nebraska team's not good.
Just on
That
pure
TCU
energy.
team's not good.
Well, TCU's not. I was wrong on that on our preseason picks. I just figured weak conference they'd be okay. They're not. They're not.
No,
very
they're not good at all.
But I am so sick of seeing the first headline on College Football Live or College Game Day or ESPN the Sunday morning version of what did Colorado do.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
They lost.
Yeah.
Bad.
speaking of a coach with all style, no substance, how about James Franklin completely laying an egg at Ohio State? You know what they were on third down against the Buckeyes?
Play 0
for 15. How does a top 10 program supposedly go 0 of 15 on third down?
They should have won that
Against
football
an
game.
Ohio State defense that isn't exactly
I
that
picked them
good.
to win that football game. I didn't know they was going to completely lay an egg on third down and just act like they've never played before. But,
Oh, it was awful. And the second half was terrible.
and let me tell you this, Ohio State, whatever rabbit's foot they got as far as good luck goes, I'd like to get a portion of it.
Because
Just
their quarterback is playing like Joe
Because they
Milton.
should have lost 3 games this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you take Marvin Harrison Jr. off that team.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy
Just
gets
somebody to
open.
throw it up to.
He gets open everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll do this after we talk to the Lawrence County cheerleaders. It's about time for them, but we got to talk about Titans football too.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to get me started on
Well,
Titans football.
speaking of craziness, how about North Carolina losing to Virginia?
Where did
that come from?
Yes.
Hey,
At
Virginia's
home.
great. I mean, Tennessee beat Virginia. They're great.
Well, speaking
Hey,
of the, speaking
you know what that is?
What's
That's ACC football.
exactly.
That's
Well, speaking,
what that
That
is.
is what that is.
speaking of the NFL, did you guys see what Mike McDaniel's been doing on Twitter?
I have not.
Look it up because he has lost his mind. He literally made videos of every missed call that the refs made in their game against the Eagles on Sunday night.
So he's fixing to get fined.
Yeah, but he's in totally doesn't give a crap mode with it.
And you know, and let me tell
he
you,
is, I mean, he's
I
been
like the
lighting
guy.
up his time.
I liked what he's done at Miami.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm going
But-
to look it up.
yeah.
I'll
it's
look it up
got-
when I get home.
It's got, but what do you think about a NFL coach going to Twitter and pointing out missed calls?
Well,
and some of them were pretty
hey, if you can pay
egregious.
the fines, it doesn't matter.
Well, but I'll say this. It kind of shows his age. Because when we think about NFL coaches, we think about
Yeah.
Belichick. We think
Well-
about Tomlin. We think about the older guys.
To that point, though, I love Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee, on that call, on that game, he said, you know, we've got to fix our refereeing system in NFL football and college football.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know why we need to fix it? Is because half the people out here believe that it's not sports, it's entertainment.
Right,
And so when
It's
it's
scripted.
entertainment, it's scripted.
right.
And when we see calls like we're seeing continuously,
Yes.
Yeah.
all the fan base is doing is saying, well, why would I bet on that?
It's like
rigged.
it's like a Vince
I've heard
McMahon
so
crooked
much
ref.
this year about the NFL.
Yeah.
So much about the NFL being
It's like in
scripted.
Vince McMahon
Yes, it's
scripted
storyline in
crooked
NFL.
ref.
I mean,
Crooked ref.
and like I said, I don't think it's rigged, but the officiating's so bad that the average fan that thinks it's all rigged, 100% this
You're not
year.
good-
Yeah.
This year, you could look at it and say, well,
Yes.
it's rigged.
No, well, I'm going to give a shout out real quick. I know this is kind of weird, but out in Chicagoland, they had a undrafted free agent Division II quarterback.
Oh, yes.
Lead them to a win.
Finally.
Selfishly, he's from West Virginia. He's the first ever state native to start at quarterback and win in NFL history, in our state's history, as the cheerleaders are making their way in here.
Hey,
So
will Justin Fields ever play in the NFL again?
not if Tyson Badgett keeps doing what he's doing.
I don't think he will.
I mean,
I don't think
because
he
they
cares.
get Carolina's
Well,
pick.
he's already got double the wins Fields got this year.
I heard this argument from Brady Quinn yesterday on his radio show. Now, I'm not a big
Who
fan
never
of his
won
radio
anything in
show.
the
He never
NFL,
won
but-
nothing.
Where, but he was talking about how Deshaun Watson, even though Deshaun Watson played barely one quarter of that game, they bring in P.J. Walker, come from behind win. Maybe shouldn't have won that win, but that's another story for another day. But he's acting how Deshaun Watson's acting like a trust fund baby. That game was on in our market, so I watched the whole thing. I mean, here's P.J. Walker leading them down the field, and Deshaun Watson looking like he's at a funeral.
Yeah.
Well, I've lost a lot of respect for Deshaun Watson just on everything that's came out.
And I have too, and I was kind of talking him up. You know, I've talked about it.
You were.
I talked him up big time. And I've had the crawfish on what I said. I mean, that is awful. He's just laying down is what he's doing. I think.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. We talked about Dabo earlier. I wonder what Dabo had to brush under the table for that guy.
More's going to come out.
I think that there'll be a story.
Yeah.
There'll be a
There's going to
documentary.
be some stuff come out that he did at Clemson that you're going to be like, what?
And I feel bad for Cleveland because they've got the best defense in the league.
Hey,
by
Cleveland,
far.
if Cleveland had some leadership offensively,
they would be nasty.
I don't know if they're not the best team in the league.
I mean, as a 49er fan, that game should have not come down to a guy missing.
We're going to have to talk about the 49ers here in a
No, we
minute.
don't.
Yeah,
We
we're going
don't.
to talk about them.
We're hurt. We're injured.
Second half,
We're not even going to have our quarterback.
I know. We're still going to talk about them.
Still got a
Sam
defense, though,
Darnold.
Bubba.
Yeah, I know, but they.
Hey, Titans don't even have that anymore because we got our best defensive player.
And now Henry's fixing to be gone too.
All right, well, coming up next here, we got the Lawrence County cheerleaders here to talk about their big achievement. That's next here on xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ.
Tired of driving into the city every time you need appliances, furniture, or heck, just about anything? Next time, stay local and come to Swap and Shop Center. We have everything you want, from computers to furniture, major appliances, lawn and garden tools, electronics, you name it. Our #1 goal is to get you the items you need at a price you can afford. We even offer 120 days same as cash financing. We won't be undersold. We specialize in service after the sale. We pick up where everyone else leaves off. Swap and Shop Center, family owned and operated in Lawrenceburg for over 61 years.
Hi, my name is Asha. I go to Lawrenceburg Technical College, and I moved here a year ago from California. I wanted to be a cosmetologist and study hair, nails, and makeup. You should come join us at Lawrenceburg Technical College and learn all about cosmetology.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
Whether you're shopping in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, Summertown, or Mount Pleasant, Tegan's Food Stores has you covered with the best quality food at the best prices. From Cash Saver to Superama and CB Foods, stop by your neighborhood Tegan's Food Store today.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
And welcome back to xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ here, joined by the Lawrence County cheerleaders, coming off a pretty big win here recently. Head coach Sarah Catherine Trosdell, why don't you introduce who you got with us here?
I've got my senior Aniston McFall and senior Gracie Catherine Trosdell. This is my daughter, and senior Callie Smith is on her way. We're just coming back from a 2-hour practice, and so we're all caravanning back, so we're kind of coming in at different times.
Yeah, so break it down. Tell everybody what the big achievement you guys just had.
First time my girls hit the mat was Sunday. We were in, where were we even at? Girls, Huntsville, Alabama, at the Space Regional, and it's the first time we've competed since I've coached, and this is my 9th year of coaching. So it was something totally different that we've ever done. Gracie competed when she was younger, so I've been approached every year. Why in the world would you not compete your girls? They're so good. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of commitment, it's a lot of money. But this year my girls said, you know what, we want it. We want the pressure. It's a lot of added practice. It's a lot of added, just a lot of extra. So we took it on. We had choreography camp this summer. They've just pushed. And so this weekend we competed amazing. Came out with a bid to nationals. You have to score. There's a percentage that you have to score, and the first time out they killed it and they hit it, and we're going to nationals.
All right, girls, how excited are you to be going to nationals?
Oh my gosh,
so exciting.
It's so exciting. I can't wait.
So just tell everybody what it was like. I mean, you've done it before, but as far as a high school team goes, what was that like? You're going out there, you've got this on the line. First time you guys have ever done this. You guys feeling the pressure? What was this experience like?
I think just hitting the mat the first time with all your best friends on the cheer team, it was really nerve-wracking, but our coaches at Premier are the best we could have. But they were like, y'all are going to get the bid. Y'all are going to nationals. And we were like, yeah, okay. We didn't think we would get it the first competition. We'd never done that. Yeah. So we thought it would take a few to get our feet wet. But, I guess we went out there and got it done.
Yeah. They got it done. I might have cried. We cried big time. I definitely cried. Just unbelievable. Just the whole deal. And they kept telling me, hey, you need to start fundraising because you're going to nationals. I was like, okay, I'll believe it. I knew my girls were good, but I never dreamed the first time out that they would. But this girl, I've said it from day one that we had tryouts. There's just something different about this group. They, from 1 to 14, love each other, have each other's back. They're fun. There's not, normally I may have a come to Jesus meeting a few times a year. I think only once this time. But it's just, they're just different. They're just different.
You guys feel the same way that this team has just been different from years past?
I've never been a part of a team that's a specialist team.
No, we've had special teams, don't get me wrong.
Right. No,
I love all of my teams. My teams in the past, I'll put any team that I've ever had up to anybody, but just the chemistry of these 14 are just a little different than what I've ever been accustomed to. So
yeah.
Same for you.
Yes, I just feel like they're all my sisters. I can tell them anything I want to.
Yeah. So obviously hard work, dedication. You guys had competitions here during the summer. Just what kind of work went into this to get you guys here to this point?
We have 2-hour practices at Premier every other Wednesday, which this past few weeks have been every Wednesday. You go from when we get there at 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, it's nonstop. Yeah. Like today, they were like, y'all haven't had a single water break. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay because we won it. Yeah. But it's a lot of work, but it's so rewarding at the end of it.
It is. But it's also a big financial burden as well.
Yes.
So we've got lots of little plugs that we've got some fantastic ideas that we've got for the community support. Most of the bigger cities always have the community rally around them. And I don't think Lawrenceburg is going to be any different. Lawrence County is just the best place ever to rally around anybody. And being that it's our first time to ever be at nationals, I have no doubt that we're going to get there. We're going to get there one way or the other.
One of the best communities.
We are, and we're blessed. We're so blessed.
Justin.
Yeah. So let's go back to this practice thing. So you step away from mom and just become coach?
No. Oh yes. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I am not mom. I am coach. I've always said she's got the worst end of it, but I don't take it light on any of them. I don't take it light on her.
So is it every day? Even though y'all go to Premier, is it still, when y'all are at school, is it still practice after school or whatever y'all do it?
It's we practice. I try to give them a break. I try to give them Thursdays off, and I love a Monday off to give them a long weekend. But yeah, since school started, we've had a few days off. A few days.
Yeah.
Of course, I gave them all a fall break. Thank you. And but we go every day till at least 4:30. I lose them after 2 hours. I don't care what anybody says. After 2 hours, it doesn't matter if you're 4 or 14 or 19. I lose them. They're exhausted, but they go hard for an hour and a half every day.
But this group loves practice.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like just any other practice. Like it feels like we're just hanging out with our best friends. For
like we're still working and like getting stuff done, but it's not like, oh my gosh, like dreading practice.
But and I will say this on their behalf. All the competition teams that we see say, how do you do it? How do you do a huge cowbell dance? How do you do a huge homecoming dance? And then how you do a huge Big Kahuna dance, plus throw in the competition in the mix. And I told them up front, I said, hey, it's going to be a grind. And they haven't let me down. This has been some of the best dances we've ever done. And then you throw competition on that. So we'll work this for a little bit. We'll work this for a little bit. And then we throw some fundraising in there. But I also say I've got the best parents of anybody that
was my next question. I know most of your parents, but
listen.
So let's go back to nationals now. So we're fixing to start basketball season. So now y'all are going to be doing basketball cheer on top of competition cheer.
Yes.
And is it 2 different practices?
Yeah.
2 different. And then you throw Big Kahuna in that. So you've got a Big Kahuna practice.
We just got done with homecoming, and then we were like, the next practice after our
we got to
homecoming
start
dance,
a Big Kahuna.
we said,
you have to start a Big Kahuna.
Prepare yourself for Big Kahuna because we're about to start that. You have competition, we have basketball chairs, we have everything, but you have to.
We haven't learned the first basketball chair.
No. So we got to get on that.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, it's a grind. It may be 9 o'clock the night before, but they'll get it done.
They'll get it done.
Yeah.
And then you got all this that you've got to do as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Sounds like they got their work cut out, AJ. I'll take mine and
Hey,
you
if I'm going to battle, I want
We
these
got it
girls
good.
and my parents. I'll take them all day.
Like you guys kind of mentioned, how do you balance everything? You got football games, at least one more football game left. You got basketball about to start. You got all this going on. How do you guys balance all of this?
I don't know. I honestly, everybody's like, how are y'all doing it? I don't know.
And I tell them,
we kind of just pick up off of each other.
One day at a time. One day at a time. We're not looking forward to. I mean, we're looking ahead, but we're not. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, let's focus on Thursday.
But like I said, this team is so good. Like you come in and you have like a bad day, they're gonna pick you up. They make it not even feel like, oh my gosh, I have so much going on, I can't do it. They're like, yes, you can. Like we're getting it done. Like we have to.
Yeah.
And for you, because I know a lot of them. Some of them coming to my house. So how do you wrap around all the personalities?
Oh my
God.
By yourself as a single coach? Because most sports have got a head coach and assistant.
Yeah.
Good guy, bad guy.
They know. They know the look. I know their look. I just know.
See, okay.
Hey, and I know when somebody's having a bad day. We rally around them. I know when somebody's just off. We have little talks. We have little moments together, and I have several of them that come, and that's a perk to being at school. They'll come in my office and they'll say, "Hey, I just need to talk. I need just a vent.
Right.
I need a mama for a minute." And and she's good to share me with 13 of their girls that I feel like I'm their second mom, and I'm okay with that. I love them like my own, but hey, at the end of the day, we get busy. And they know I mean business, and I think that's why we're successful.
We have a lot of funny ones on the team, but they know when it's time to get serious. Like we all are serious, but we also have little cutting up moments, which it makes fun.
And sometimes it's when I've got the look in my eye, and it'll come out, and I'm like, okay, get it out. But yeah, we've got some funny ones.
Well, good. I mean, I've always wondered that, because.
It's hard. Coaching girls is hard. You've got 14 emotions that are running wild, and my emotions, we're not all on the same page all the time, but most of the time we just know it's weird, and it starts at camp. I just think the week being together at camp, it just starts that bonding, and God just gets us all on the same page.
You can tell at the beginning of the season, once you get their camp, how the rest of the year is going to go. And this year at camp was exceptionally good.
It was amazing.
It was so fun.
You guys treat that week of camp kind of like football teams do and basketball teams do. That's training camp that's the week.
That sets the tone.
Exactly. Tell us how important that first week of camp is.
Yeah. Yes.
So is most of these fundraisers going to start during basketball season now that football's over? I mean,
I think I better pace myself because my parents may kill me.
hey, listen, Mary Kennedy, where you at? I know you're probably watching.
Oh, I'll get a phone call. We'll have our nightly bedtime talk where I say, okay, I need 30 seconds and just listen to me, and then we'll hang up and go to bed. So that's what.
Kim Dickey.
Yes.
Kim Dickey, you're going to have to, I expect y'all two to take these little Post-it notes right here that she's got and just run with it.
Yeah.
I'll be getting a phone call here in a second, probably.
So what kind of, tell us about these fundraisers.
Our big one is going to be
fun ones.
Yeah, so many fun ones. Our big one is going to be, we're doing a whole cow. I try to do a half a cow, but who wants the other cow? Who just wants one half?
Is this Solomon we got going on right here? We're just chopping up the cow.
So we're selling chances, or not, we're taking donations for your chance to win a half a beef. Like you could win one half and I'll win the other half. So $25 a chance is going to be a big deal. I think another sister county had done it and gave my husband the idea, and he was like, you need to do this. So we're going to do that. We are also partnering with Farm Bureau. Good thing I know an agent.
Maybe two.
Oh, 2 agents. Yes, sorry, I'm married to one. Sorry. But they are going to, all 5 agents are partnering with us, and we're doing, it kind of gets chaotic during the halftime, sometimes, the floor.
Yep.
So we're going to do a punt, and you can buy one chance your name to go in for $2, or your name can go in for $3. And at boys half, we're going to draw a name.
3 for $5.
3 for $5. What did I say?
You said, or $3.
$3. 3 for $5. 3 chances for $5. Sorry. And so whoever wins gets to putt for $250 at boys half every home game, except for Big Kahuna and Senior Night. So that's something new that's going to be fun, exciting. The girls will be selling chances.
Excitement to the game.
Yes, and somebody's
That'll be
going to
good.
hopefully walk away $250.
Yeah.
So that's another new one. We're having a kids' Christmas camp again on December the 9th. That's $35 a camper. And we're doing the night before that a Polar Express night for any kid in Lawrence County or surrounding. It's $20. You can get some Christmas shopping done. Bring us your kid.
Parents Night Out.
Parents Night Out, 5 to 9. We're going to watch Polar Express with Willie the Wildcat and make some reindeer food and all sorts of little Santa crafts.
Is
Wear
there
your
an age limit
PJs.
on this?
You and me, I think it would be a date night.
CJ.
Yeah, I don't know how good he's going to be at the craft making part of it, but
What else? We've got our annual Legends Express brisket and chicken meal, January the 12th.
LCHS students, get your money ready for Float Fridays.
Float Fridays new, Mr.
I heard that was on.
Yes.
Y'all knocked it out of the park.
All of our kids are
Coke
so
floats.
good.
Floats in school.
Lawrence County High School students are the best, by first.
Absolutely.
But they love something different. And when you sell them a $2 Coke float at lunch, they lose their minds.
Yeah.
So we made almost $1,000 on Coke floats in 4 days. So he has agreed to let us do Coke floats every Friday for the rest until February when we go to nationals. Just something to boost morale around school, something fun to look forward to during your lunch on Fridays. So that's fun. So Float Friday, what else? Our sponsor T-shirts. We want every girl to feel loved and supported by our community. So when we fly out to nationals, which we'll have a design on the front, and you have your choice to donate to all the girls, or like Gracie and Aniston, their families donate $20 and their name will be on the back to where they know when they board that plane that, hey, you've got a support that's carrying you. I just think it'd be something fun, different. Everybody's shirts will look different on the back because there's going to be so many different supporters. So we encourage businesses, if you want to support our girls and get your name on the back of the shirt, we would appreciate it. Reach out. What else? Polar Express, said that. What else, girls? We're doing Tumor Crumble Cookie Night.
Oh, yeah.
Crumble Cookie was...
so
And a Coke float.
for that.
Yes,
So they're both at the same time.
I expect when we're sitting up there calling a basketball game.
I'll bring them.
I think-
Get your $6 out. And I'll bring
She'll
you
be the waitress.
$6.
So we're Loretta fans, we are doing a crumble cookie
you
sale
picked a
when
good-
we
you picked a good game.
Yes.
when we
Hack
pay
Jim
Loretta.
Day. Smart on your
And
part.
then the night we play like Muscle Shoals on a Thursday night, and then another guy. It's back to back on Thursday, Friday. We're going to do it those nights. So I'm sure that's Mary
It
Kennedy.
is Mary Kennedy.
Thanks, Mary.
Get your wallet ready, AJ2.
Yes. So 2 crumbled cookie nights, and so like I said, I know it sounds like a lot, but it takes
It takes a lot.
It takes a whole village.
So how can they get a hold of you if they want to donate?
You can call me at Lawrence County High School. I'm available all day. You can email me, sarah.trousdale@lcss.us.
Just went over that.
We did. Hey, I'm available, and I like the support of our community all through. Hey, cheer without competing is so expensive. The clothes are expensive. Uniforms are expensive. We got one new uniform this year, and not expecting to compete, and it was $5,000. So we're still trying to pay off the uniform plus compete. So, but like I said, our parents are second to none, and there is no doubt in my mind that this community will rally around my girls and get us there.
So how much is going to National? So it's at Disney World, right?
Oh,
and
Lord.
when is it?
It is February the 9th through the 12th. We'll fly out a Thursday night, I think. Maybe we can get an early flight out on Friday so they don't miss a day of school. I know that they're really worried about that. But then we'll compete Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Finals are on Sunday.
Okay.
And then, no, I'm sorry. You compete on Friday. Semifinals are Saturday. Finals are on Sunday. And then if you make it to the very last, it'll be on Monday.
Yeah. So shoot us straight. How much is this going to cost for you guys?
Man.
So the community knows what you guys are up
Well, it's not as bad as what you think.
I really don't know what to be honest with you.
When you think about like what all comes with this, like it's really not. It doesn't sound that bad.
Because you're staying at Disney World,
Yes,
right?
and it's your park tickets. Like it's all that kind of
All
stuff.
of it is included. I'm guesstimating it's going to be $1,500 a girl.
Okay.
Which is not terrible.
Times 14, do the math
But
in your
that's
head.
not their food. And so their parents give all year long. And I know I've always said if your kid's in a sport, you should be prepared to pay. But when you're representing a high school or a community, I just think that our community is going to be fabulous, and they are.
So you guys make it a couple. Is this going to end up on ESPN or ESPN
Yes,
Plus? I know it's been
finals
that
are on
way in the
ESPN.
days. Okay, so
But we compete every weekend up until the end of November. We compete at the state championship in Murfreesboro on November the 4th. Only a limited number of teams got in, which has been a huge deal this year because not everybody got in, but our girls did get in. So we will compete. I won't know a time until closer to time, but it's a big deal.
Right. Well, awesome. Well,
This
you
is
get-
another reason like our team is so good. Like we have fall ball that night. And the whole team's like, oh, we're competing. Like, we'll just go to fall ball after. Like, it doesn't matter what time.
Sweaty hair,
Yeah,
sweaty makeup,
like,
they don't care.
No makeup, like,
Yeah.
it's fine. We're going to go after.
Like they're all
But,
going to get ready together.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
take pictures together. It'll just be so fun.
That's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
you know.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad you guys came on. If all of you listening and watching, support these girls. They absolutely need it.
Yes.
Obviously, you heard. She's guesstimating 1,500 times 14. Do the math, or get your phone out and do the math. They need all the money you can get.
And the
You
coach.
see-
And the coach. 15
And the coach.
times.
It's 15.
15. I forget about myself.
15 times 1,500. Need all the help you can get. You see the fundraisers during basketball or any other fundraiser. I mean, $25 you could win half a cow. I mean, it's going to be dead. I mean, it's not going to be alive, but and chopped up for you, hopefully. So, you get the.
Processed.
It's processed. Yeah, all the things. So they've got plenty of good fundraisers. Please support them. They need all the help you can get to send them down to Disney World.
Hey, we appreciate you having
Yes,
us
thank
on.
you for
And,
letting us
and
do
I
this.
always say, any county that doesn't have an xSports, I feel sorry for them because our community is blessed
We
with
are
y'all.
blessed.
So we
Yeah.
appreciate all the coverage
Yeah.
you give. We truly
We
do.
enjoy it.
Well, we thank
Y'all do a
you
great job.
guys, and we can't wait for middle of February.
Yes.
We're
we
hoping
let's
for.
go.
I want to
Let's
be. I want to be skipping watching college basketball or hockey.
Yes.
And watch you guys on ESPN.
I want to watch. I won't know what's going on, but I'll watch.
Yeah, we want to know it all. So thank you guys for joining us
Thanks
here
for
tonight on
having us.
xSports
Thank you.
Live,
Thank
and
y'all.
good luck the rest of the way. And again, support these girls. They need all
Thanks.
the help they can get. Well, coming up next here, Dusty and Clint and I are going to talk some more football. That's coming up next here on xSports Live.
Financial
Thank y'all
advisor
so
Scott
much.
Beasley
So
knows
fun.
time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. we assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
If there ever was such a thing as a company that could do almost anything, well, Hinie Properties is it. These guys know how to completely transform your existing home into something new, or just do it room by room. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? What about a fresh coat of paint? Even a new floor? Looking for dirt work? Hinie has you covered. Oh, and you can even rent a dumpster from them too. That's Hinie Properties. Visit Hinie.com or phone 931-244-4602.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Yeah. Back here on xSports Live, brought to you by back here on Hinie's BBQ. We're talking about some fun we've had on the broadcast over the last couple of weeks. Well, guys, you kind of teased it. You want to get into some Titans talk here. Got the Falcons coming up on noon on Sunday.
I'll be at
They're sellers.
You going?
Yeah.
Did somebody give you a ticket? Like you didn't pay to go, did you?
My big brother from another mother, Tanner Bryant.
Yeah.
4 weeks ago, said, "Hey, I've got 8 tickets. Do you and Gretchen want to go?" And I said, "Yeah, that's fine. We'll go." And I wish I could just pay him and tell him just to find somebody else to go right now. But hey, we'll have a big time anyways.
Yeah. Man, it's just not good.
But Dusty, you were on the call. Like we had you on phone last week. It was just me and AJ. And I said, so I can't gripe about it, because I said if the Titans had any loyalty to them, they would tell Kevin Byard, who is by far their best defensive player, and Derrick Henry, who's the king, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go so you can win a
championship,
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And Kevin Byard's going to Philly. Now, I think that they're trying to shop Derrick Henry too high, because they are 100% trying to shop him.
Well, the team I seen today,
but I think they're just trying to shop him too high. I don't think they can say whatever they want. I just think they haven't agreed. I just think another team hasn't agreed to what they want for him.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
see what you're saying.
What's Baltimore willing to give?
There's no way that they haven't thrown him out there to every team that needs a hard-nosed, 4 yards to carry running back right now. Kansas City would love to have him.
You're right. I can't stand them. I'm over the whole fact.
But they would love to have him.
They would love to have him. Baltimore would
but
love
I
to have him.
guarantee you that the Titans are so cocky right now that they're thinking, well, we'll get whatever we want for him.
No, you're not.
No,
you're.
That's not the way the NFL works.
It's not. It's
maybe at
100%
best
no.
you'll get a couple draft picks.
You need us.
If
We
you're
don't need
lucky.
you.
Exactly.
And that's the way.
So does the end of
that's
Philly?
why. But I guarantee you, Philly. I love Kevin Byard, Middle Tennessee State University boy.
Yes.
You know, Tennessee guy. And listen, he to me he has been one of the best secondary defenders in the NFL for the last 5 years.
At least 5 years.
And I hope that, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a Chicago Bears fan from the Super Bowl shuffle years before the Titans ever came to. So I probably consider myself more of a Bears fan than I do a Titans fan. But I am 100% on board right now, hoping Philly wins this next Super Bowl just for Kevin Byard.
Yeah.
I'm not a problem with that.
Get him a title.
I do.
And I think there's a chance Derrick Henry could end up there.
If Derrick Henry ends up there, then guess what Philly's got? Our three best players.
Best players. Yes. And I mean, there's talk.
How sad is that?
That's awful. That is very awful.
Especially if they win a title with those.
Yeah. They made it to the game last year.
Yep.
With just one of them.
Oh, so you guys are going to make me talk 49ers?
Yeah, we're talking 49ers football, and I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we really talking about Brock Purdy as an MVP? I mean, this dude's laid an egg. He has laid an egg.
I'm not going to say MVP. I'm not going to say MVP. But what I will say is he does a good enough job with that defense and what they can do on special teams and controlling the football game.
Yeah, he does a good job.
They can get there.
Yeah, I never said or even thought he was an MVP because the weapons around him are good. But when they're hurt, like Deebo Samuel hasn't been there the last 2 weeks. Now Sam Darnold's more than likely going to start for Purdy.
Oh, they done named it today.
Yeah, they named it today. I mean, the defense, they had the same issue with.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to hand it off about 70 times.
McCaffrey's going to have about 35 carries.
Right. We scored a touchdown.
He's like Derrick Henry at Alabama.
Yes.
Well, the defensive line isn't getting a good enough pass rush. I mean, that's kind of been an issue with this team. Defensively, they're still good. I mean, how do you give up 22 points or less the last couple of weeks and lose?
Well, my thing
in the
about Purdy
NFL,
was
you
just-
should be able to win that way.
You should
be able
It's
to
a
win.
field
that.
goal game.
Yeah. I mean, my big issue is they had the same issue with Deebo Samuel last year. Held out, and he didn't really kind of come on until halfway through the season, right when they got hot and won 10 in a row. Bosa's kind of looked slow right off the get-go because he didn't get there until the first game.
Right.
And I mean, they needed him in training
Holdouts are
camp.
starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't ripping Purdy. My thing was going back to the game the other night. I mean, you still had a chance to win the game, and he's turned the football over. Just made.
He was good up to that point.
But you got to keep in mind he was never supposed to be the guy.
Right? No, he wasn't. No,
he was supposed to be able to make a good living and retire in 5 or 6 years.
The guy starting
and
in
then
front
go
of
do something else.
The guy starting for him on Sunday is a former first-round pick that was backing this dude up. And this dude, it's like we're talking. I was talking about with the Bears,
right? I mean, I hope they get it together. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still theirs and Philly's to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they weren't going to go undefeated, so I had a bad feeling about the Cleveland game. I even had a bad feeling going into the Minnesota game because I felt good going into the Cowboys.
How good did Kirk Cousins look, though?
Oh, that's the guy I keep talking about. Like when Kirk Cousins is on, he's as good as anybody. But he's just not consistent.
Let me tell y'all what's fixing to happen. After this year, now San Francisco may win a Super Bowl, and it probably won't happen. I don't think San Francisco's going to win a Super Bowl because I don't think they can beat Philly.
I think it's Philly's to lose.
I don't think they can beat Philly.
I'm gonna say this right here.
Okay.
But let me tell you what's fixing to happen.
Yeah.
San Francisco, same conference. Because the NFL is getting to be about like college football.
Right.
Hey, you want to throw some money out? San Francisco's fixing to offer Bryce Young a bunch of money from Carolina, because at the end of the day, Carolina,
it's terrible,
and their fans,
they don't have
their organization are about like the Titans, and they don't give a crap.
Nope, they don't.
And they will deal him.
Yeah.
And you put Bryce Young in San Francisco,
all
if
that-
Purdy,
Yeah.
now I'm not saying that. Now I'm not saying this.
Yeah.
Now Purdy could come out next week and throw for 350 yards and look like MVP.
Well, he was starting to get back
But
to
if it
kill,
doesn't,
which is good.
you watch and see. Mark it down. Write it down. 1 year from now,
Bryce Young be wearing that red and gold.
I'm just telling you.
I don't have a problem
Money
with
talks. It's not your daddy's NFL anymore.
No, it's not.
No, it's.
I mean, the Titans are trying everything they do to deal the greatest running back of all time in Oilers Titans history. And I love Eddie George.
Yeah.
Like Eddie George and Ray Lewis and that rivalry is great. But Derrick Henry's the greatest running back of all time, and they're trying to deal him.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
This
trying
is
to
not
blow up
your
this
father's
franchise.
or your grandfather's
it's
NFL
not.
no more.
But there's one person that nobody's talked about yet with the Titans and moving on from, and that's Vrabel.
Yeah, he's
I said it
won
last
2
week,
out of his last 10 games.
And I don't know if I said it when you were on the phone with us, but how do you win 2 out of your last 13?
I think Hayden said 2 out of our last 10. 2 out of our last 10.
No, it's
It
more.
might have been
than that,
regular
'cause
season.
they lost, because they started out 6-6 and lost out.
They lost out last year.
And it may be, but again, I don't care what your organization is. I don't care what your front management is. You lose 8 out of your last. Let's say 8 out of the last 10.
Well, 2 out. 8 out of the last 10. You're right.
That's not good.
It's not good, guys.
Belichick don't do that, and he's got the worst team he's ever coached.
Yeah, he beat Buffalo. Beat Buffalo Sunday.
You never know what Buffalo team you're going to get.
You're
The
right.
best team in the NFL or the team that loses to Belichick's Patriots.
I'm just saying, an unknown came in Jacksonville and took over Urban Meyer, who's one of the greatest college football coaches that ever lived, and they may be a 1 seed going into the AFC.
They very well could be.
They look.
Coaching matters. I don't care what your talent
Yes,
is.
it does matter.
Coaching matters.
Yes. And the Titans don't have it.
And I liked Vrabel 2 years ago, but I sure don't like him now.
No, it's bad.
To tell you how bad it is, the tickets for Titans games are well below $100 on StubHub right now. Last year, you couldn't get anything under $150.
Like I said, I wish
They're
that
in
I'd
the
have bought my
60s.
tickets from my buddy today instead of 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago. Yeah.
Ooh, crazy things, guys. Crazy things go on in the world of NFL. Well, coming up next here, me and these 3 guys will get something off our chance in our rant segment. Next here on xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie. And we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Welcome back here at xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ. It's our final segment of the show. We got some rants and, Dusty, he's got some what are you thinking on
You got a couple of them?
I got two of them.
You got two of them?
My first one, and I got the hat on.
Yeah.
The Phillies studs were 1 for 28
Tanked.
in games 6 and 7.
How about Bryce Harper?
He's over 8.
I mean,
Kyle Scherber is the only
for me
one.
to hate that guy.
I hate
Scherber?
Scherber.
No, Harper. It's easy for me to hate Bryce Harper.
He's talking, I know.
He's the only one that had a hit.
Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarber had a hit.
Yeah.
One. And the rest of them were offers.
Castellanos, after game one, just disappeared.
And this is my other one, and I done went on a little bit about, are you kidding me, about Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
This guy was 0 for 6 in the second half, and this is, now I'm about to go LeBum right here.
LeBum?
LeBum is what I call LeBron. They had, opening night was last night, and this guy was already on minutes restriction.
Yeah.
He played 21 or 22
It showed him
minutes.
sitting on the bench eating Taco Bell.
Yeah. He's already on, and Anthony Davis says that he's going to play all 82 games, and LeBron is already on minute restrictions in the first game. Come on, guys.
You know, I've told y'all this. My favorite sports show of all time, and especially right now, is Inside the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Great show.
I think Ernie Johnson is our A.J. Good that is basically the patrol cop that keeps me and you off the rails or everything trying to move.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love what Charles Barkley calls Anthony Davis. Well, there goes Street Clothes Davis.
Yes, I love it. I love
the crap he gives James Harden. Got another coach fired.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I mean, we can't even get through nothing in NBA without it. Had to do with the Lakers, Anthony Davis, and LeBron. I don't even know that they go 500.
Right. Well, listen, we have got into this discussion before. And it's a moot point because I think all three of us here and most of our listeners know and 100% think that Jordan's the GOAT, and he always will be. But I think that the thing that's keeping the NBA viewership alive as far as ESPN goes, not inside the NBA, because every analyst on that panel will tell you, no, he's not.
No.
Like most of them have Kobe ahead of LeBron, not even in second.
Right.
But if you hype up LeBron and you hype up him winning another one and you get the viewership up and you say, well, they're going to be the team to watch out for, I think that's all they're doing. They're trying to get ratings up. And listen, like I told you when you picked the Jets to win a Super Bowl, I got a better chance of getting pregnant than LeBron has to win another NBA championship with the team he's got in Los Angeles.
You're 100% right.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
And all I hear is about those
Street Clothes Davis is only going to play about 50 games this year.
And that's probably including the playoffs.
And LeBron cannot carry that team.
He can't play. He can't play 40 minutes a game anymore. That's why they said they've got him at 20.
I know you don't like Joker, They're in the same conference with the defending champions.
Yeah, still got Golden State.
They didn't lose anything.
Yeah,
You still got
still good.
yes.
Nah.
Phoenix and Bradley Beal didn't even play last night. And they
But I'm
Booker looked like
going
a-
to say this. I've heard Kevin Durant on a lot of interviews and stuff talk about the disrespect he gets from Charles Barkley and all these former legends that he had to join a super team to get it. Well, guess what? You're a small forward. LeBron's a small forward. You want that respect?
Yeah.
Do something besides making it to the second round of the playoffs.
Right.
That's right.
Because honestly, he probably is the most talented player in the NBA right now.
I don't think you can argue that point.
So do something.
Right.
If not, shut up and just be happy with being that you're not driving the bus player. Because you're not.
And right now, he's got
He
the
never
chance
has.
in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because
He's got a good team.
But
They can't get it done.
I know Booker is the superstar, but KD could really.
No, KD's the best player on that team.
Sure.
But Booker has to be the superstar because KD won't show up in the big moment.
No, and Booker's got that killer.
Yeah.
He's got the Kobe.
He
He's
wants
got
the ball.
Yes, he wants it. I mean, he had 34 last night.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal didn't even play, and they beat Golden State.
KD just wants to be a part of the ride. He wants
I
to
think
be
so.
on the bus. He just doesn't want to
Yeah,
drive.
I think it's the same way
He
it's going
wants
to
the
see.
baby. He don't want the labor pains.
That's right. That's right.
I think we're going to see the same thing in Boston.
Yep.
I say that about Jason Tatum.
I'm right there with you.
He wants to be a superstar.
But the bad thing is, since D-Wade's gone and LeBron's in the West and the East is just not very good.
Well, I mean, now the East is going to run back through Milwaukee with Dame and Giannis together. I mean, we know that.
I think
unless Miami has something to say about
Giannis and Denver, Milwaukee and Denver, that's your NBA Finals next year. Mark that down too.
All right.
Hey, I'm making a lot of stats. Mark them down.
That's going to be fun. We should do live watchings just to listen to Dusty complain about Joker and then Kevin give him crap the whole time. That'll be.
We're going to. We'll do that one night at my house. We'll set at my house. You can set up your cameras.
Listen, as long as you don't talk
video
like
it.
Eddie Landtroop, we're good.
All right, Clint.
I love you, Eddie. I'm just
we
saying
do
that.
love you.
Just
You do a
catch
great
it.
job. What you got?
You got one?
I really don't have one. The only thing, and it's touching on the NBA. Shannon Sharp, boy. You know, I love Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley's my spirit animal, and he keeps saying ESPN and all these podcasts and all these people that get these guests on, they keep wanting to do this debate thing. And he said, you know what that tells me? You have nothing else to talk about.
Mm-hmm. They got games and that's all they have.
But for some reason, Shannon Sharp, and I don't know why, because he's the same age as Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know why he will not give Michael Jordan that respect that Michael Jordan deserves.
You know what? Because he's courtside watching LeBron every day.
Well, and
That's
I
why.
get it. That's your boy. That's
Yeah.
your homie. I get it.
But you still got to look at where it come from.
Yeah.
But we've said this debate before. If you're going longevity and athleticism, yeah. If that's the two qualifications to be the GOAT, LeBron's your GOAT.
Yeah. He's got it. Yeah.
I do not like Stephen A. Smith. I don't. I think he's a troll too.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will stand by him is he 100% knows Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player that's ever lived and probably ever will live.
I think you're right. And plus, he don't like Anthony Davis either. He bust his chops.
Well, it's true.
And Kyrie's.
And
Kyrie's.
Yeah.
But he did say, so what you're saying is longevity makes you the greatest of all time. And Shannon Sharp said, 100%. He said, at this level and what he's done, if Jordan had played 6 extra years, which is how many more years LeBron has played over Jordan, nobody would touch him on points total.
It wouldn't even be close. Or championship.
He'd probably have at least 2 more championships.
Oh, at least
if he
2 more.
played 6 more years.
But there's no way they're losing in 94 and 95.
Right.
That was the two, and
I wish they would have gone up against the Rockets those 2 years. Those series would have been epic.
Oh,
well, it just is what it is.
And then Jordan would have been 8-0 in the finals.
With eight straight titles.
Yes.
And the best part about that whole debate they had on, I guess it's First Take, was, Shannon, can you honestly tell me, if you're in the finals and it came down to one last shot, would you rather have LeBron take it or Jordan take it? And Shannon said, well, no, I'd rather have Jordan take it, but LeBron's a GOAT. How does that make any sense?
That's no sense.
I mean, these
at all.
are people getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
I don't even think LeBron's in my top 10 for the guy I want taking that shot.
No, I don't think he's in my top 20.
Jordan, Kobe, Bird, Kareem.
I'd even take Magic. Magic was a terrible shooter.
Yeah, Magic couldn't shoot a lick.
But he rose to the occasion.
I mean, there's one, man, we could talk about this for hours, but there's one name we ain't said. And they got a chance they can win a title this year, and it's going to rewrite LeBron James. And it's Steph Curry.
Yeah.
If Steph wins a title this year.
With a worn-out team. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, he is. Well, and they can still win a title.
I've already ranted about Steph Curry and last-second shots, but...
Right, but what would, who wouldn't want him taking a shot?
Well,
that dude's dialed in when he walks in the gym.
Steph Curry is, listen, at one point I said I would never put, Magic Johnson to me is the all-time #1 point guard, and that won't ever change.
Yeah.
I had Isaiah as #2, even though I don't like Isaiah all as a human.
That's fair.
As a point guard.
As a point guard. Point guard.
Right.
Yeah. But I've moved Steph in
Steph's
front of
#2.
I've moved Steph in front of Isaiah. Because the man gets it done.
And if he wins a title this year,
wins his 4th title.
It'd be his 5th.
That will be his 5th. That's right.
It'd be his 5th title. So now this can be another conversation for another night. Yeah. So now we're tugging on Kobe's shirt tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just want to talk about
it. He can't do what Kobe could do.
No, he can't.
But you take a team with lesser talent than some of the teams. Kobe had Shaq for 3 of them. Steph ain't never had Shaq. Steph had Draymond that couldn't score and just got people mad.
Yeah.
Yes. Shaq, we can argue.
On the groin.
Yeah.
Shaq's the most dominant big man to ever play the game.
Yeah.
And y'all know, I've said it on several of our discussions here. I think Kobe is the 2nd greatest player of all time. I do. And y'all may not like that.
No,
but I do think he is for his work ethic, for everything he's done. I think Kobe's the #2 of all time, greatest basketball player to ever live. And then I got Bird and Magic, 3 and 4 right behind them.
Yeah.
But I'm right there with you. Steph wins that 5th one with a lot lesser talented team.
Klay Thompson is not the same Klay Thompson from 5 years ago.
And Draymond sure is not.
Draymond ain't on the floor. He's injured. He's coming off surgery.
I mean, Draymond is a 60-year-old.
And Chris Paul's what, 40?
Yeah. Hey,
I'm just saying.
But I'm not putting it against them. But you know why I'm not putting it against them? Because other than Greg Popovich, I think they got the best coach in the NBA.
I think Steve Kerr's the best coach in the NBA.
Right. Yeah.
I want to put Popovich ahead of him.
Oh, yeah, you got to put Pop first.
But after that, Steve Kerr's the best coach in the NBA, and
I agree.
He won't shock me if they're not there.
Yeah.
And all you got to do with Steph is just let him limp in.
Limp in. Fire him away. If he drives the basket, he can kick it out and somebody else make a shot.
Yep. They got Wiggins.
That's right.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, my final rant, I've changed it up a bit. I've remembered something from a couple weeks ago. But final rant is I've been seeing this a lot, especially on the college football side. Seen it some on the pro side. But players complaining about fans booing. Well, let's say it real simply. And Mark Richt, I did the FCA banquet last night. I got to interview Mark Richt. Mark Richt made a very good point that Bobby Bowden told him. When they boo you, they're not booing you personally. They're booing the position. Because when you put yourself in that spot, you're the quarterback, you're the head coach. They're not booing you personally. They're booing the position. That's something I want to tell all these young athletes and guys in the pros right now. Guys, booing has been around since the invention of sport. I'm pretty sure when they were doing the Olympics back in Greece in the 1600s or whenever that stuff started, they booed guys.
Back when Kevin was around?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's about
Kevin and Moses come off together.
Yeah, it's about past his bedtime, so I'm going to try to wrap it up.
I think Kevin did part that Red Sea.
I think he did.
He did, or he at least made the staff for it.
I guarantee he made that.
But I just want to give this message to guys. If you want the money, you want all the fame, you want all the fortune, guess what comes with it? The booing. And if you don't want to get the criticism, you don't want to get booed, then don't suck. It's pretty easy. So you want to win? You want to win? Go win. Winners don't get booed. Can you guys, speaking of Jordan, you remember any time Jordan got booed in his own gym?
No. Jordan with the Wizards never got booed in Chicago.
No. Exactly.
That's with a different team.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan at Madison Square Garden, who ripped their heart out 15 years in a row, and got a standing ovation.
So the only person that booed him was Spike.
Yeah. And I just, these guys are like, I think it's pathetic you would pay your money and waste your time to boo. Well, you stunk. You deserve to get booed. I always gave the Cubs credit when after 2016 Tom's at Wrigley Field, players owned up to it. Javi Baez, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, always like, yeah, I would have booed me too. Guess what? You're terrible. You're not getting the job done, and here you are. You won all that NIL money. You're wanting everything that comes with it. Guess what? You want to go to the NFL? They boo in the NFL, and you got to live with it.
100%.
I mean, the Titans are going to get booed Sunday.
Yeah. So
I'll be there live, probably doing it.
And you know, there's one player that comes to mind that I think got this started. Vince Young. He couldn't take the criticism when he come to the Titans, and they sucked, and he sucked.
Yep.
I'll give Titans fan a little more credit than that, though. I think they were booing Vince Young just as much as they were
booing Jeff Fisher.
For sure.
100%.
Right, but I mean, you know, you remember Vince taking his pads off, throwing them up in the stands like a little baby, and pouting. But you signed up for that.
Yeah.
You're a professional athlete.
You guys still get paid.
Yes.
So take the booing, and if you don't want to get booed, win. You don't
that
want to get
$200
booed.
million contract should totally shut you up from
you don't want to
worried
get
about criticism.
You don't want to get booed. Play good, coach good, win, and
Get
win
better.
championships. Steph Curry get booed in Golden State?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Did Magic get booed in L.A.? Kareem get booed in L.A.? No. Winners get booed. I mean, winners get cheered. Even on the road, they get cheered.
Absolutely.
How many times Larry Bird get booed out in Boston?
That dude.
So
He's
He's
iconic.
bigger than the Pope
Yeah.
in Boston Garden.
Yeah, and he's probably has more power than the Pope in Boston. So just my message to everybody, professional college athletes, quit complaining about the fans booing. You don't want them to boo, win.
Play better.
Play better, win, work harder, do all the things it takes. So that's, I saw that, I just can't believe that they would waste their time and spend their money. Yeah, they spend their money to watch you suck, so win and don't get booed. It's pretty easy. So,
hey, who has been like, Kevin, were you at Lawrence County game last week, or was AJ doing that one? You went to Waverly.
Kevin was at Waverly, us two did Lawrence County.
Well, before we go, I want to give, I mean, football season, it's definitely going to be over for Summertown after this next week, but I want to give a huge shout out to AJ for being able to set up all the equipment and do it, and then call the game, and Dusty helping me. I want to give a big shout out to Kevin for setting up and going all over the southwest part of Tennessee. I want to give a huge shout out to Will Pettis, because Summertown couldn't go without Will Pettis. I may get on there and do the play-by-play, but it wouldn't work without Will Pettis. I want to thank all of y'all three who are behind the scenes that people don't know about. People just think you set a camera up and talk into it. That's not how it works.
Absolutely not.
No.
And I want to give a huge shout out to you three, and I sure appreciate it. And I know volleyball's over, and I know football's about to be over, and all that. And we've got a long basketball season ahead of us, because that goes for a while.
It does.
So I want to tell everybody that AJ, it was one of AJ's rants, and you may not like the cell signal and you may have problems with the issue, or you may want to feel like you need to get on there and talk smack, don't do it. Especially on the ones I'm calling.
Yeah, especially if you're from Harpeth too. Oof, that got really ugly really fast a couple weeks ago. Last week, didn't it?
Oh, in that state volleyball tournament? Now, I will say this. Now, I can't say anything about Harpeth because I called that sub-state game when Harpeth eliminated us, and the fans were very respectful and they were happy. Of course, they also beat us 3-1. They didn't have a close game like they did against Loretta in the state tournament. They might have been a lot more ugly if it had been close.
All 200 comments on, actually 260 on Facebook and 260 on YouTube. It was interesting.
We had some local coaches getting in on that.
Yeah, we did. It was very interesting, I'll say the least. At least it made it entertaining. So, all right, so we'll wrap things up here tonight on xSports Live for Dusty Kaiser. Okay.
Tune in next Wednesday. I'm going to be wearing my Halloween costume in.
Oh, I might wear mine. I don't know which one yet.
As long as you will play my intro music.
Yes.
It's playing.
Oh, it's playing. Yeah.
Everybody just get ready.
You guys aren't ready. We know what it is, but
we're ready.
Ready. So for Dusty Clint,
what?
Producer extraordinaire. Right. This is AJ Good here on the xSports Network. We'll see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.